Hey guys, Katie here with HomeTown Bank, and today I'm sitting down with financial expert Chris Duvall. Hey Chris.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for being here.
Good.
I'm excited to learn about some money.
Yeah.
If you'll teach me.
All right. I'll do what I can.
Thank you. Okay, first question. How long have you been in the financial industry?
About 17 years.
Wow. Okay. Was it always a dream, or did you just follow a college path, or how did you get there?
I kind of knew I wanted to be in finance when I was a kid, playing Monopoly. I was always the banker, so I kind of thought that might be something I might like to do, and as it worked out, it did.
It was meant to be. Yeah. I love the Monopoly example. How did you get into the industry as far as going from schooling or degree to first job? How did that look?
Well, I studied finance and business in college, and I always kind of knew that banking might be an option for me, but I wanted to kind of explore a little bit and see what was out there. And so I started out with a mortgage company and worked there for a while, then went to a finance company and did that. And then after that, I worked for several banks before coming to HomeTown Bank in 2006.
Okay, so you kind of hopped around.
Yeah.
What area of finance do you consider yourself to be an expert in?
Yeah, I would just say banking in general, but probably my specialty would be in loans.
For the layman's terms, does that mean you are the person deciding who gets the loan, how much is loaned? Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm responsible for making the decisions on, whether somebody qualifies for a loan.
Okay. What sort of questions would someone need to have prepared to come to you at HomeTown if they were trying to borrow money?
Well, it's really simple. We don't try to make things complicated here at HomeTown. We just need to know how much you need and what you're going to use the money for, and then how you'll pay it back. And if you know the answers to those things, we can usually give you an answer pretty quick.
So you're sort of, in this expertise, you're sort of dealing not only with the actual giving and borrowing of money, but you're sort of sizing people up with whether or not they can be held accountable for using the money accurately.
Yeah, there's a certain part of lending that requires a little bit of intuitiveness and being able to pick up on things that people are telling you. And it's important that lenders understand what a customer's true needs are. And so we try to listen, and even though somebody may be asking for something, they may need something completely different. And so we try to provide them with solutions and things that they really need.
Right, and they clearly need to trust you and all of that. Okay, I have a fun question for you.
Okay.
Say you have an unexpected $1,000, because who wouldn't want that?
Yeah.
Do you save it, invest it, or spend it?
I would say the right answer is probably invest it.
Okay.
But at the same time, if you've been responsible and you've saved money like you should have, and there's something you want, I think it's okay to get it.
If you could spend it right now, what would you spend it on?
I like to fish, and so I'd probably go out and find something really cool that I can use for fishing, yeah.
All right, that sounds good. Well, you mentioned investing. How should someone go about investing their money? I don't think that's a totally normal term for everyone, especially, I will say, millennials who don't really know what to do with their money. So what's a good step for going into the investing process?
I think, when you're younger, you should probably invest more aggressively.
Okay.
And as you grow older, kind of be more conservative in your investments, but always looking for things to invest in that are going to grow in value. Example would be like real estate. It's going to grow in value over time, so that's going to build wealth for you. Purchasing a bank CD is a good investment. It's a conservative investment, but it earns money over time, so that's going to provide wealth. And then, maybe like stocks and bonds, things of that nature. So you really want to look for things that are either going to grow in value or provide additional income for you.
Okay, that makes sense. So you mentioned real estate, which I love the idea of, but saying there's maybe an unexpected only $1,000, could you go the route of a stock or bond or CD with just the $1,000?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, a CD would probably be a good fit for $1,000. So, and you can always add to that CD as you get additional money.
You kind of touched on this, but aside from options within the bank or real estate, are there other kind of creative places that people could invest money that you have seen provide a return?
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways. And, working in a small community, we have people that like to invest in agricultural type things, and purchasing cows and things like that. That's kind of like a savings account.
Right.
You have cows out in the field, you need money, you go sell one, but you know, they generally are going to grow in value and provide you additional income. So that's a little bit different than what people might think of, but it's a good investment.
Yeah, and it's a good point because you're also directly giving back to business owners and people within the community.
Yeah.
So, Chris, do you think it's better to look for the cheapest prices out there or really reserve that for best quality?
I think it's a good idea to shop around for the best prices, but buying the cheapest is not always the best option.
Right.
There's a quote that Ben Franklin has that I like, and he says that the bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten. And so I think that's a good thing to keep in mind when you're shopping.
Yeah, it's a good point. And I think so many people get caught up in wanting something immediately
Right.
that maybe they forget that taking a moment longer to weigh the options
Exactly.
and find something quality would be better.
You're exactly right.
So what is one money tip or piece of parting advice that we could give listeners and watchers today that would actually make them smarter about using their money?
I think it's just important to be smart with your spending and to pay attention to where your money's going.
As opposed to frivolously, without care.
Yeah, if you don't know, then, you know, it's hard to know if you're being smart with your money if you're not paying attention to what you're spending your money on. So.
All right, Chris. Well, thanks for being with us today.
All right. Thank you.
And we'll see you guys next time.